Hey authors, welcome to Author Nation. I'm Melody Owen. Author Nation is your go-to resource for everything you need to become a successful nonfiction author, from planning right through to promotion and everything in between. And in today's video, I'm going to do a little bit of a tutorial for ProWritingAid to help you set up your settings, because your settings in ProWritingAid can make a difference. So I bet you didn't know that ProWritingAid had settings. A lot of people don't. So let's go check them out. Here we are. This is ProWritingAid. And here up at the top, you see it says reports, and it also says settings beside it. So we are going to look at the settings. So here we go. We have the settings are language, writing style, document type, app settings. Let's go through them one at a time. So first, language. Here we are. You can see I have General English selected by the multiple flags flag. And then I can go through and choose British, US, Australian, or Canadian English. I'm going to choose US English for this particular project that I'm working on. And then here we have writing style. And you'll notice in writing style, we have general, academic, business, technical, creative, casual, web, and script. So what do they mean? So general obviously is non-specific. Academic means no sentence fragments. It alerts you to jargon. It allows passive voice, and it's more formal than other styles. So business, it checks for offensive language. It ups your politeness score. So if you're known for being too direct, this might be for you. It also alerts you to jargon, and it is again more formal than, for example, the creative. Technical, it is similar to the business, but it focuses more on technical jargon. Creative, the show don't tell rule will be applied here, so it'll be looking for emotional tells rather than showing. Casual, I don't know, this might just be great for your email. Web. This is when you want to write copy for websites. It expects you to write shorter sentences, for example. So there's some things about web writing that you want to pay attention. And script, so which allows passive, and it has less strict punctuation and capitalization rules at all. So this project is a creative project that I'm working on, and so I can choose whatever I want. And then here we have document type, and so you notice document type now says general fiction. And then I can go down here, it's general fiction, general nonfiction, children's. You see all the things I can choose. I'm going to choose general nonfiction for this one. It's creative. But if you notice here, I'm just going to show you, you have general, you have different academic. I'm not going to go through them all, but different academic. Lots of different business. So if you're writing a case study versus writing a business book, you can choose, and it'll just tweak what you're doing there. Creative, and then general script. So yeah, I'm going to choose general nonfiction for my document type. And then we have app settings. So we've done language, we've done the writing style, we've done the document type. Now let's look at the app settings. Here are the app settings. Let's let it load. Here we go. Okay, combo reports. I'm going to show you where to find this later when we go back. But let's just say we want to look at very specific areas that I want to look at. So let's just say right now I'm looking for pronoun use, and I want paragraph length, and I want sentence length, and I also want writing style. Let's just say that, let's forget pronoun use. Let's just go sentence length, paragraph length, and writing style. Those are the things I want to be looking at all together. And so I'll show you on the actual document where we can get it. But let's look at the next one. Overused words. So all writers have these favorite words that they use. For example, let's say I like to use the word because all the time. So I can get it to just like focus on how many times I'm using because, just as an example. So if you have your favorite words, and if you've ever been edited, so when I edit people, I often will, if they ask, I'll say, well, your favorite word is, or your favorite words are, and then that lets them kind of pay attention to those words. And if they have ProWritingAid, they can put them in here. Style guides. So if you have your own style guide, let's just say that in my document, I am going to talk about the University of Waterloo. That's where I went to school. So sometimes I type Waterloo University, and is a great place to study. Okay, and so the match is Waterloo University, and the replacement should be the University of Waterloo. And then the message is never use Waterloo University. Never use and I'm going to save that. And so now whenever in my documents I use Waterloo University, it will replace it to University of Waterloo so that I'm consistent. And that's what a style guide does. It keeps you consistent. And so that is the style guide. Let's go back. Okay, so we've done our style guide. Dialogue settings. So you can ignore cliches, you can ignore redundancies, you can pop back. You can ignore vague words in dialogue, and you can ignore diction errors in dialogue. So depending on what you're writing, you may or may not want to kind of check these boxes off. I'm going to ignore diction errors. So when I'm doing speech, I don't want them to worry about diction. So repeats. So repeats in ProWritingAid, they'll find, as I said before, they'll find your favorite words or your favorite phrases. And so what they're doing here is they're saying, how far along, or how much of a piece do we want to look at to see if you're repeating something. And you can choose how many characters, you can choose the length of the word, and you can say, notify me after it's occurred twice or 3 times or once. Sounds good? And then if you're writing fiction or you're writing nonfiction, whatever you happen to be writing, you get to choose what author you'd like to be compared to. If you dare be compared to an author, let's just choose Patricia Briggs. Why not? And then summary. So summary, this is very simple. If you don't like change and you've used ProWritingAid for a long time and you want to use how it's been used before, that, you can use the old, but I would go with the change and deal with the upgrade. Okay, and then snippets. Snippets, we're going to leave this one for now, but what a snippet is you can program into ProWritingAid. If there's something that you type often, you can type in the snippets that you type often, and then when you're typing, you can hit this key on your keyboard, and then the snippets will pop up and you can choose one. And that way you don't have to type the same kind of snippet over and over and over again. And if you have company or product names, so if this is a business thing that you're working on, you can say, okay, I want to put my company name and these product names, and then they'll pay attention to like how often you use them, how often you talk about yourself versus being customer focused. You'll get some kind of customer focused score. So I'm going to save all my settings. And then I'm going to go back. Let's see if this works to go back. Oh, no, there we go. I'm going to go back. Here we go. I'm going to go back. And now back to reports. Now we talked about combo, and I said I'd show you. So right here, this is the combo. And so I had a specific set of reports I wanted to see. So I'm going to click on this. And it is going to work that up. So I wanted the combo check. I wanted to figure out my sentence length, how many extra long sentences I have. And I don't have any really long sentences. Most of my sentences are actually quite short. This is I'm not using long, complicated sentences in this. So 3 long sentences found, that's not very long. Here are my sentence length in all of the document. That's how long my sentences are if I want to see. Lots of short sentences. And then average sentences per paragraph is 4.6, which is below the target of 6. So they're saying write longer paragraphs. The average words per paragraph, 43.9. So they're pretty short paragraphs. And so they also talk about dialogue, non-dialogue sentences and average words of non-dialogue paragraphs, because it's different if you're writing dialogue or you're not writing dialogue. A dialogue, of course, will be shorter, and they can tell it by the quotes. And then if it's not dialogue, obviously they want them longer, right? So there we go. That's my combo report. I went to my settings, I chose what I wanted, and then when I came back, I hit combo report. And of course, I can just look at the individual reports as well, but that is for another day. So there you have it. This is how you adjust your settings on ProWritingAid to help you become a better writer based on what you are writing. So if you have questions about ProWritingAid, please drop them in the comments. I'll be doing more tutorials on ProWritingAid. It's a really powerful piece of software, and I'm happy to answer your questions on it. So drop them in the comments if you have any, and I'll do a video on it another day. If this video has been helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you would like more.